here, 3v3, Garvus Ice Gate, blue team, couple of Orc Warbosses. First up is Fear. We also have BuckLuvy. These guys are melee commanders that like to break stuff, smack you in the face and help out their other smaller orcs sometimes. This is the Death Skulls elite scheme. On BuckLuvy, Fear rocking the Freebooters DLC from Relic. Alongside Stigma is a Hive Tyrant, very durable commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some good offense and disruption. Begins with the basic synapse and starting off in melee combat. Red team, max power as a very dapper looking force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. I mean, if you want fashion advice, max power is your man, obviously. Alongside Ace of Swords is a Warlock, a melee commander that can leap into combat, some awesome disruption, support and offense, chasing down some termagants. And rounding off the team's BestNoob is a brother captain for the Ordo, Malleus, very durable commander, walks through objects and has some strong offense and support, immune to suppression, fighting some orcs over on the east side. Max power, is also a Dawn of War 2 streamer, streaming regularly over at twitch.tv/megametralfleischer. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I will put a link in the description. Go over there, hit the follow button, and it makes him all happy inside. Hive Tyrant backing off the Eldar. No, force the Eldar off. He's going to turn his attention to the space range right now. Shotguns up early for Max, but it looks like we're going to see a 2v1 fight here, and scouts are going to drop models thanks to those shooters. Oh, they only dropped one. That was relatively lucky, I think. Sluggers down to 3, and max power staying in play here. Going to get behind some heavy cover with the tactical marines and take some shots. Hive Tyrant turns to engage the force commander. Don't see any crippling poison up yet for the termagants, so they can't slow this guy down. But tactical marines continue to do a good job. I think the Hive Tyrant should have gone after those guys and tied them up. Tactical misplay there, I think, from Stigma. Usually that is your Hive Tyrant's job early on. Tie up the most dangerous range unit. And tactical marines, do they drop one? No, they're okay. Down to 500 hit points thereabouts. But do not drop a model. What's going on east side? Oh, Warboss has gone down. First engagement from Fear, 496 to 422. Strat squad and double stormtroopers over here. Oh, straight into purgation. That is a pretty quick 4th unit up from BestNoob. Gen's put up also. Warlock on capping duty. Might see the immolator. We do have Warlock leaders on, well, not Warlock leaders, Exarch leaders on the 2 diver into squads pretty damn quickly here. 2-to-1 cap for red, kicking off over on the east side. Double Warbosses right alongside that Hive Tyrant. 3 heavyweights that are not easy to slow down. I mean, the Warboss can be suppressed, but if you can't suppress him, he's going to do this and charge in. And then the charge of the Hive Tyrant kind of converged, and the Warboss lost out there. You do not stop a Hive Tyrant while it's charging, I guess. Extended carapace allowing him to charge there, and it's Angry Bits, which allows the Warboss to get super angry and go flying into combat. Cyborg implants with the big stomp, doing a really good job on that rather tightly packed Ordo Malleus army. Purgation getting caught there by sluggers, but they get away. They have some incinerators that suppress stuff. Pretty cool flamer weapon. And we might see the orcs push through and bash power here. In fact, that's what we should see. I mean, capping VPs is nice and all, but if you can bash power instead of capping a VP, you should do that. Oh, but here we have a guarded weapon team with a shuriken, slowing down those sluggers, forcing them off, and the shooters do not want to venture forth alone. Sluggers, as melee squads often do in Tier 1, will be a screen for the shooters to do their DPS. So when they're not around, shooters are usually a little bit more tentative in their approach, backing off to some heavy cover here. These guys both with big shooters, one of the squads with a knob leader, also some more sluggers on the way for BuckLuvy. Stigma going for an incredibly quick Tier 2. What is that, 5 minutes? Usually looking at 6 to 7 minutes for a Tier 1. That's pretty damn quick. Just double termagants with no upgrades whatsoever. Hormagaunt's no upgrades, just extended carapace, and that is it, straight into Tier 2. Interested to see what he's going to get with the hit to zone thropes. up to 50 power now and can no longer snare vehicles with their focus warp blast. Hive Tyrant charging in. Made it into the back lines, but how long can he stay there? Tying things up, needs to be supported now by the rest of the stuff coming through. Purgation doing their thing. There you see that purge by flame. No, that's the immolator, right? Must have been. Yeah. Purge by flame does have a effect right now, I think, though. 402, 421. Hive Tyrant runs away. Did a really good job getting stuck in, though. Here we see the brother captain. What's he going to go after? Tie up the shooters, I guess. Yep. Much more dangerous than unupgraded termagants. Those upgraded shooters are. Has to run through sluggers to get there, though, and that's War going off, providing a damage and speed buff to all of the Orc units that use it. And brother captain is taken out. Sluggers hitting level 2, and that's a sync kill right there. 391, 421. Purgation moving back up alongside some strat squad who are best used getting stuck into the sluggers in melee. I think if the sluggers make a run for your lines, as a Grey Knight player early on, or the Malleus player I should say, set your strat squad to melee and hope they get a special attack, and you should do quite well against those sluggers. Devastator's on the field to max power, using the Assault Marine jump there to break the walls so he can put these guys in the garrison and cover his power. Very defensive play over here from Max Power, which he's pretty much known for. No Tech Marine turret action though. 391 to 402. Assault Marines jumping right onto a big stomp from this Warboss, and we have the Bang Bang Hammer, awesome weapon. 75 melee DPS, which hurts. Heavy infantry do not get a damage reduction versus regular melee. Also the Cyborg Implants, of course, and Angry Bits. Same for Fear, though he doesn't have the Bang Bang Hammer. East side is red. Purgation already have their side cannons. Got weapon team are set up in a pretty strong position, although they can be hit from the west here. Ace of Swords wary of that, as his Warlock on lookouts. It's double zone thropes for Stigma. Let's see how these guys pay off now. Still have that health regen synapse, of course. Still have their pretty nice damage bursts for a unit that doesn't need to set up and doesn't do friendly fire. I believe they do 70 damage with their attacks. Way less than like a plasma cannon or something, but you've got a lot of upsides compared to a plasma cannon. Warlock has found one, going after it with the immolator. There is the crippling poison from toxic sacks. Pretty vital if you want to protect your zone thropes, and Hormagaunts might finish off this Warlock. If they had their adrenal glands, they would have finished him. In fact, they still do finish him. Under Synapse, able to leap after him there. Over the cover and stuff. Oh, here's a Warlock dropped in by Ace of Swords, going after the zone thrope. They got really far up, these double zone thropes. And they're staying, this one's still staying in play with an Warlock running around. Oh, Crushing Claw, Hive Tyrant. 100 and what is it? 108 heavy melee DPS. Holy crap. Attacks really quickly, so it's pretty good when they get stuck into melee fights. Warlock trying to chase with the Executioner, which is a power melee weapon, unlike the Banshees Exarch's Executioner. Can't quite get it though. I don't think. Nope. Gonna run off. A valiant effort. Red team doing really well on this east side, thanks to this Ordo Malleus player, BestNoob. Double Purgation with side cannons. Fear with some stick bombers, which can do really nasty things to Grey Knights. Don't get a jump troop until tier 3. Leveling up by these shooters. Red team not doing quite so hot on this west side though. Assault squad trying to defend the power. We do have Devastators in that guard tower garrison. Can they get some shots on this Warboss here? What's going on? It can take a while to like kind of switch position and shoot a different target. Where is the heavy bolter? Oh, there it is. Right at the bottom there. Now getting shots off. Needs to try and get away from his power here, Max. And hold it for a little while. Oh, he's got a Dreadnought now. That's going to help. Might be able to push all the way through with that, actually, because BuckLuvy has no AV whatsoever. I mean, he has a weird bow in a way which could do AV with its basic attacks, doing plasma cannon damage, I think. Sounds a bit mental, but it's true. I'm pretty sure. Level 3 Brother Captain has found some stick bombers, which is... they're just heresy, basically. So he's going after them. Oh, sluggers, though, with Knob Leader. Scary stuff. And the Brother Captain goes down again. It's the second time those sluggers have taken him down. Here we see a Rhino with the Heavy Bolter turret and, of course, that pintle-mounted Storm Bolter on the front. Packing a punch in terms of piercing DPS can really do a number for you. Holds his power. Here comes the Crushing Claw Hive Tyrant to attack with triple Zone Throats. Let's see what they can do with a burst of attacks against the Shuriken, almost wiping it out completely by themselves. And it's lucky for the Shuriken that those Termagants were suppressed, because they would have finished it off if not. Something to be very, very wary of. Zone Throats need to be so careful here, though. That is the Focus Warp Blast, which still does a chunk of damage to vehicles, but no longer snaring them, and it's able to just drive away from the Hive Tyrant there. Did he take one down? No, I thought the grenades got one there, but the Zone Throats do all make it out. There's a capillary tower getting shot up. Tier 3 for Fear. In pretty good time, it feels like, so that could be dangerous. He's the player over on this east side. What does he want against BestNoob? I think any of the tier 3 options, any of the tier 3 infantry options, that is, would be pretty good. Flash kits on knobs. I don't think he wants a looted tank with double purgation around, but you never know. Could make it work. Strat Squad do have their silencer. Pretty good Inferno DPS with a splash, and of course you do still get the Justicar himself, who does plasma damage. So these guys are pretty decent anti-infantry from range now in tier 2 with fully upgrades. Still have the Cybolt ammunition upgrade also, which gives them a flat 20% range damage buff, which is pretty nice. Stack that all together and you have a relatively expensive but a unit that can do a job for you, and there's a little bit of support built in as well with Energy Burst and Purification from the Justicar. Dreadnought level... oh, hasn't leveled yet. Halfway there. Max Power does have his power up. And Thunderhammer Force Commander with Artificer and Teleporter Pack. Classic Force Commander build. What's going on mid? Tyranids are gearing up for an offensive there, I think. We have Venom Brood and triple Zone Throats for Stigma. Do the Hormagaunts have an upgrade? Yes, they do. Up to 10 models with Endless Swarm also. 330 to 350, 2-to-1 cap for the red team, but it's pretty damn close on the VPs. Can they take down these sluggers here? Down to 2 hit points, and they do go down. I think a little burst of fire from the Brother Captain and the Rhino finish it off. Kicking off though in the middle. Dreadnought got way too close to those Venom Broods, in terms of the Venom Brood in a way, and they had to retreat out. Tank Busters and the Weird Boy doing some decent damage to this Dreadnought, but it powers through. Assault Marines on those Tank Busters might finish them off as they try to retreat out. No, not quite. These guys do not have their Sergeant right now. Might have had it at some point. Oh, dropping another model there too. 17 red you get for taking out an Assault Marine. Pretty crazy. Take out a hero, you only get 30. Feels like it should be more, especially as heroes start to level up and stuff. Not sure if that's possible to have the red they give be dependent on things. But it is what it is. 291 to 350 max power backing off alongside Ace of Swords. Those guys can use fleet. Max power cannot. And the Power Claw Warboss here from Fear going straight after that Dreadnought. He has a Knob Squad also, but they're kind of just coming out of base right now. Emperor's Fist used to disrupt and stun that Warboss, now taking fire from Shuriken Catapults, and the Devastator's coming into play. Wow. Well, instantly drop a model to the Weird Boy attack. This guy needs some energy, which means he needs to be around Orks using War. Has Warpath. Howling Banshee supported by the Autarch can be pretty dangerous, especially early tier 2-ish. 277, 350. Tier 3 now for Stigma, tier 3 for Max. Encrypted Fear already there, of course, with the Knob Squad out. And BestNoob just hitting tier 3 himself. Has enough red for a nuke, as does Fear and BuckLuvy if he can get to tier 3. Does Stigma have enough? Not quite. Stigma's pretty damn close to getting enough red though. Warp Vomit, the worst enemy of Assault Marines. They jump into shooters or something and instantly eat a warp vomit. Dreadnought still around, almost level 2. Oh, Crushing Claw. Hive Tyrant trying to chase down this Rhino, but it's not to be. Drat Squad level 2 now. Hive Tyrant might go down in retreats. Force the Tactical Marines, I should say, forcing melee combat, and they do finish it off. And some grenades for good measure, which almost took out a Tactical Marine model there. Can never trust Eldar. Nob Squad capping this east side up for a 2-1. Red team need to get their natural back. It's Tactical Marines on capping duty with their faster capping trait. And look at this, Orks can bash so quickly with tank busters, making very short work of that power over there. Looks like it's Ace of Swords to respond. Max power come back out of base. He dropped a drop pod there, most likely for reinforcement. I don't think he ever had double Tactical Marines up. Or replaced the ones he had. I don't think so. Tier 3 for Ace of Swords, but he's down to just double Dire Avengers, now trying to recover with setup teams, which is generally a good way to do things. And he's going for a D cannon. I don't know if they've seen the Nob Squad yet. Might want some more suppression when they do. I mean, he does have Devastators, max power, also the disruption of the Thunderhammer and the disruption of an Assault Squad jump. Dreadnought also around, so they might be able to deal with them pretty nicely. Warboss buffs can really change things though. 277 to 295. 2-1 cap for blue team still, and red team assaulting the contested VP on this east side here. All three players, in fact, trying to have a go at what blue team have here. Looks like it's mostly Tyranids. Some orky stuff around. Is the brother captain gonna live? Oh wow, look at the damage that one round of hits did. Assault Squad using their jump, getting in amongst the zone throw. Hive Tyrant's been repurchased, looks like, and one sight of him, the Assault Squad back the hell off. Dreadnought getting pretty deep into enemy territory, but a full retreat out from the Tyranids there. I guess there is a lot of stuff, but I thought the zone throats were at least going to get their focus warp blast shots on the Dreadnought and make it a little bit dicey for it to stay around, but it's got kind of free reign here. Oh, tank busters are going to have a word about that though. Down to 3 models, but still doing some pretty good damage. Dreadnought's in amongst a lot of stuff here. No support that I can see. Might be going down. Chasing down the tank busters as you'd expect that, but double sluggers are actually doing some work in melee. Yeah, Dreadnought will go down, I'm pretty sure. It's level 3. And it's certainly taking some stuff with it. Oh, full retreat out? No, just the tank busters remain though. And there's a tank buster barrage. Can they finish it off? No, the Dreadnought lives. Wow, I thought for sure it was going down. Double Dire Avengers coming to try and repair this guy, I think. Do we have Stormtroopers around? Nope, no Stormtroopers to help with repairs. But he saves his Dreadnought. Nicely done. West side looking very blue right now. It's a weird boy on capping duty over there. Carney fix for Stigma. Fear down to 3 units. It is a Nob Squad though. Stick Bombers and some upgraded Shooter Boys. Warboss himself up to level 6. BuckLuvy's Warboss level 5. So they've done pretty well. What about these other guys? Brother Captain level 3. No war gear. Warlock level 6 and down. Has the Immolator, right? Yeah, pretty sure that's right. Level 3 Force Commander. And a level 5 Hive Tyrant. Kicking off in the middle. 266 to 241. Scouts getting shot to pieces. BuckLuvy letting his teammates know that he has his nuke, the rocks. Oh, did he just use it? There we go. Fear also has a rocks available. Well, the red available for it in a way. Land Red Redeemer on the way for max power. Fire Prism for Ace of Swords. Gonna help with this Nob Squad, that's for sure. Grey Knight Terminator is now wading into combat with splash damage. Power melee halberds. This could be bad for the Nob Squad. Down goes the brother captain though with a sync kill. And it is the Grey Knight Terminators that prevail with a lot of fire support, it has to be said. Nob Squad did a hell of a lot of work in there. That's the singularity going off. Right? Yeah. Tyranids is kind of parked outside the red team's natural, which is not red right now. They do have to contest it though, and they're doing a decent job holding it, but here comes a whole wave of greenskins. Warlock trying to revive the brother captain, but gets knocked over by the charge of the Warboss. He has the Heart of Darkness giving enhance. Was changed in 2.5 now, lasts for 10 seconds and not, I believe it was 6, although the buff I think was toned down a little bit. Land Raider Redeemer on the way, very close to being out, can maybe retake the mid with it. There's an orbital from max power, I guess, and it's a pretty good one. These guys need to retreat or they're going to take tons of damage. Did not, oh, it did kill a few things. Wow, did not do as well as I thought it would there. Especially to the zone throats. Looked like it was knocked away by the edge of one of the beams, where it would have been right in the center of the other one if that didn't happen. 266 to 174. Reynat Terminator is limping back to base with just over 600 hit points, not dropping a model though. Here's that Land Raider. Dreadnought still lives and wants some revenge. Level 3 with Dark Age of Technology. Plus 300 hit points up to 1752. That's pretty tasty for a melee walker. Double cap though for blue, and they're looking pretty damn strong. Can red team rally alongside this Land Raider and push mid? Need to do some real damage because they're going to lose this power here. They need to have one real good engagement, one really good nuke. BestNoob does have enough for a nuke. Ace of Swords not hugely far away. Around 400 red. Yeah, it's going to be completely decapped and lost, I think. Double Warbosses over here, kicking some ass. Stick bombs thrown in. What's going on mid? Just waiting and regrouping, I think. Here come the Nob Squad, forcing off some Strike Squad. Oh, here comes the Warlock and some Eldar to have a go on this east side. Two Nob Squads here. I don't think it's going to end well to Ace. And quite rightly, the Dire Friend is backing the hell off there. Uh-oh. Fire Prism getting caught and taken down by a really good Tank Buster Barrage. Looks like the Sluggers were surrounding that thing and it couldn't move freely. Everything retreating back to the Land Raider Redeemer. Red team in pretty dire straits right now. Warlock has got super angry. Level 9 with Providence. Up to level 10 now because of Ethereal Slash just wrecking stuff. Witchblade of Conus was buffed in 2.5. Now does more damage. Orbital goes off. Can he actually kill someone? Yes, takes down the Weird Boy. Did it? Whoa, did a lot of stuff to BuckLuvy. Down to double shooters now. And red team are pushing mid. Jumping in are Assault Marines on the Venom Brood. There is a Barb Strangler Carnifex though. Warlock cannot knock over the Hive Tyrant, of course, with his leap there. Oh, Bonded Exoskeleton is now, I think. Gives him 300 hit points and invulnerability. Another Land Raider, this time a Crusader, and that's an Eldritch. Pretty good one. Land Raider Crusader has taken a lot of damage though from those Nob Squads. This thing called in by the Ordo Malleus player. Pretty damn awesome that he can deliver a Land Raider into the field. Barb Strangler hiding behind a wall and getting shots off, able to bypass them. Well, here comes a Dreadnought to tie it up. Nothing else that can really push. I mean, the D cannon might get some shots on. That's about it. 260 to 78. Red team pretty low on VPs, but the Orks have lost some stuff thanks to a couple of nukes and some decent passes of play by the red team, and the Land Raider from Max has really stabilized them in the middle. More Carnifex action for Stigma. I guess a Venom Cannon to really try and go after that Land Raider. This guy getting repaired like crazy by double Dire Avengers. And he's getting double Stormtroopers up to help with those repairs, which is a decent choice. More Nob Squad action from BuckLuvy now. Might be a little bit one-dimensional for the blue team. Especially with the Land Raider Redeemer. The flame is now suppressing things, which is pretty potent. These things completely uncapped over here for the red team. But they're sitting on a 2v1. Blue team have time to bide their time a little bit. We have level 2 knobs, level 2 knobs, and level 1 knobs with another level 1 squad to join with double Warboss support. No boss poles though. Really? Could have gone double boss pole. Seems like a missed opportunity to me. 205 to 78. And they continue to tick down, do the red team. Tick down the blue team's counter, that is. Oh, Hormagaunts. Level 3. Take it down a node. Nicely done. Dreadnought saw them off though. Hive Tyrant has been revived by the Warboss. Warboss hitting level 7. Hive Tyrant needs to be careful though and stands there in a singularity, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage to heroes. 190 to 78. Red team are still clinging on to this 2-1, and blue team might find it quite difficult to push back. Oh, there's a rocks. They need more of this stuff if they're going to get back into this quite easily, I think. Great Terminator is doing a good job, and the Crusader lives, able to suppress from distance with those Hurricane Bolters, which is a great name for a thing, a Hurricane Bolter. Dreadnought levels to 4, but needs to be really careful. Up to 1897 hit points, pretty awesome to see. Carnifex is way up the map here. This could backfire. But obviously they're trying to put pressure on the Land Raider, and we do see a Venom Cannon Carnifex brave Assault Marines getting into melee combat so that it can't fire that thing. And looks like they are going to be forced off. Some Seer Council on the field for Ace of Swords. And Carnifex taking a hell of a lot of damage here. 154 to 78. Hormagaunts do get away somehow. And red team might push through here to go after the natural of the blue team. And that would be a good thing to do. Uh-oh. Triple Knob Squad moving in just as I say that. From fear. That's pretty nuts. And still no boss pole. Crazy. No Pain Boy either. Kind of brainless, I think. Triple knobs. Fun to see. But you could do some extra things to make it work a bit better, I think. 143 to 78. And red team still with that 2-1. Everything can retreat back to this Land Raider. It's a massive deal. If they can take that down, they might be able to steamroll through with this many knob squads. But it looks like they're going east side. They're avoiding the Land Raider Redeemer for now. I guess they don't need to face it. Wait for the Land Raider to maybe join this engagement in a worse position, and then you can try and go after it. Well, look at that frag assault from the Land Raider Crusader. Everything going after it though. Everything including Crushing Claw, Hive Tyrant, and more than 2 knob squads, I think. One of them is pretty far away though. Here comes that Dreadnought level 4. This thing's been awesome. Messy engagement. Red team catching the blue team on the flank as they push after the Land Raider Crusader. I think these strike squads are going down though. Warboss just needs to turn around and hit him. He's not doing so. 113 to 78. Not sure what's going on over there. Crusader lives. The Land Raider Crusader lives. Hive Tyrant's going after it, popping his invulnerability and trying to finish it off. Might be able to do so. Might be too slow to get up to it, because now it's taking a lot of damage from the Multi-Melter, Twin-Linked Assault Cannon, and those Hurricane Bolters. Use your choppers on the Hive Tyrant from one of his allied Warbosses to try and finish this thing off. One hit might do it. Uh-oh, needs one more. And he does not get it. The Land Raider Crusader down to around 50 hit points. The second very close call for a vehicle for the red team that we've seen. The Dreadnought living, and now the Land Raider Crusader living, and red team with a double cap right now. And look at his force commander not letting this knob squad cap. Nicely done. Completely conceded this west side. They'd not even capped this stuff for ages, but the Land Raider Redeemer had just made a massive difference. Blue team unable to make a good concerted push against it. GG says BestNoob. It's now a triple cap for red team. Was not expecting this. Warboss is supremely pissed off right now. Does his big stomp, but it's too little too late for the blue team, and the rather brainless pumping out of Nob squads with no real support against frag assaults and lots of other stuff didn't really pay off for the Orks. The Tyranids stayed strong throughout. In fact, he preserved 2 of his Zoanthropes, which is pretty impressive. Look at the heroes ended again. Level 5 Brother Captain, level 10 Warlock, going pretty ballistic with his Ethereal Slash at one point at least. Level 5 Force Commander, level 8 Warboss, level 6 Hive Tyrant, and level 7 Warboss. There you have it, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.